Welcome to JobEasy, guys. Today we're going to talk about the profession of software QA, about quality assurance. We're going to talk about software testing. We're going to talk about the industry, about the salaries, about what we actually do at work. And of course, at the end of the lesson, we also going to answer your questions. So please bear with us because most of your questions are going to be answered during the lesson. At the end of the lesson, if something will not be clear, we're definitely going to answer all of that. So hold on with the questions. Most of the questions are going to be answered. Long story short, QA stands for quality assurance. The purpose of our job is to make sure that everything looks, works, and feels good. For example, if you are going to a mobile application or to a website, someone designed this website, someone created this website, for example, developers, and someone like us is testing this website to make sure that it's according to the requirements, to make sure that it's according to what was planned, what was designed. We make sure that it looks, works, and feels according to what was expected. As a user, okay? So basically you make sure that the buttons take you to the right place. You make sure that everything looks aligned and not broken. And once we see a mismatch between actual and expected behavior, our job is to report those issues and let developers know about it so they could fix that. We're going to talk more into details in our next slides about it, but that's long story short. So basically, is this course for you? You need to want to start a career in tech. You are looking to get a job within the next 2 to 4 months because the job search takes between 1 to 3 months on average, as long as you follow instructions. But you always have exceptions and it might take a little longer. But as long as you're following our instructions, you will definitely get a job in 1 to 3 months of job search. This program of manual QA is only 1 month program. So together with the education, it's going to be around 4 months. I mean the 1 month of the education and the 1 to 3 months of your job search. You need to have authorization to work in the United States. It could be a green card, it could be a citizenship, US citizenship, it could be a work authorization that allows you to work anywhere, anytime, without sponsorship, without limitations. For example, EAD asylum. As long as you have work authorization, you are good. You definitely need English because in our job, you need to be able to communicate with your team. So you need to be able to speak and write and read English. People need to understand you and you need to be able to understand others. It doesn't need to be perfect English. It doesn't need to be accent is not an issue. So as long as people understand you and you understand others, you will be able to get a job in QA. You also need to be ready to accept an offer of 70 to 100K because that's the average salary for graduates of our course. It's between 70 to 100K. It means 35 to $50 per hour. Doesn't matter where you live in the United States. We're going to talk about the salaries, about the areas, the states in more details in our next slides. But the average is going to be between 70 to 100K. What you don't need to have any technical background. No, you don't need to have any computer science degree. You don't need to know coding. You actually don't really need to learn coding for manual QA because it's manual. It's very simple, very straightforward. You don't need to know programming. You also don't need to buy any equipment. As long as you can hear us and as long as you can see us, that's good enough. You don't need to buy, a pricey equipment for the course. As long as you can watch the video and you can listen to us, you are fine. Why you should choose a career in QA? So according to Indeed.com, the annual salary for QA jobs ranges from $54,000 to $105,000 across the nation. But that's only the ranges. This only the average. Let me show you why it's not really important for you, because we're going to prepare you much better than the average. I will take you right now to a website called glassdoor.com. There is no reason to go there right now. If you want, you can do it tomorrow. I want you to see that once you search for salary in your area or other areas, you will see that once you write software QA engineer in San Jose, for example, you will see that the average salary for software QA engineer is around $88,000. But that's the average. As you see, the average is shown, but you can get more than the average. We're definitely going to teach you how to make more than the average. And our graduates are many times making much more than the average. For example, in San Jose, our graduates making between 70 to 110K. Some of them doing 70, 75, 80, 90, 100, 105, 110K. Let's see other areas. For example, if we go to New York, we're going to see in New York that the average salary is going to be less. But try to explain it to our graduates that are making in New York 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, and 100K. Same goes with other areas, for example, Chicago or Seattle or LA. Okay, so you will see that the average is going to be, let's say, $67,000, but our graduates in Chicago are making between 70 to 100K. So we gonna prepare you much better than average. We will make sure that you will impress the hiring manager and you will be able to make more than the average. The companies also, they prefer to hire someone who is better than the average. That's how it works. Now, regarding QA, by the way, software QA engineer, it's exactly who you guys gonna become after this 1 month program. Now, positions in software QA engineering, not all of them gonna fit you 100%. I believe that maybe 75, 80% gonna ask you for more skills, for more tools, but eventually 60% out of those, they still gonna hire people like you, manual QA testers, manual QA engineers for those jobs. Why? Because someone who knows automation, who knows Python, who knows Java will never talk to anyone for less than 100, 105K. That's the reason why those companies eventually will hire someone like you. That's how it works. Now, let me show you the market. Let's go, for example, to dice.com. And on this website, you can check it tomorrow in your area. You can just search for software QA engineer, for example, in Seattle, and you will see that there are a lot of openings, a lot of jobs. For example, more than 670 jobs in Seattle. Now, it doesn't really mean that all of those jobs going to be 100% for you. No, I'm sure that probably only 80% of those going to be related to software QA engineering, and probably out of those, only 60% will actually hire someone like you. But it doesn't matter, because we're going to teach you how to apply for those jobs and how to get those jobs. So, for example, if we go to other areas like Atlanta, Georgia, or whatever, any other big city, you will see more than 600 positions, or Los Angeles. Let's see how much jobs are in LA, more than 700. If we go to basically any place, New York, we're going to see more than 800 positions. San Jose, we're going to see probably also 800 positions. It could be San Diego or any other big city. As long as you see more than 200 positions, it means that there is a demand, there's a lot of jobs in your area, and it means that the market is hot. Now, nowadays, it doesn't really matter where do you live. You know why? Because most IT jobs right now are remote. Our graduates are getting remote jobs. I think 90% of our graduates right now are getting remote jobs since March. So you can get a job anywhere you want. It could be New York, Chicago, Seattle. It doesn't matter. You will work from home. And basically, the remote jobs are opening new opportunities for us. By the way, it doesn't always say that they're remote, but right now, since March, they most become remote jobs. All right? Cool. Now, let me just, awesome. Now, let me just get back to our presentation. So, the benefits of QA jobs include, it's very easy to learn. You don't need programming languages. You don't need programming skills, not technical background. It's very good compensation because you can make 70 to 100K. The stress level are usually very low because QA considered one of the happiest jobs according to Forbes. If you Google Forbes happiest job QA, you will see that that's one of the reasons it's happiest job, because it's usually with very low stress. You don't need a computer science degree. You don't need it's also a shortcut into the IT world, and there are opportunities for career growth. So for example, if you want to move forward and make more than 100K, you can go into the technical field. You can become automation QA engineer. You can learn a certain programming language like Python or Java. Python going to be easier. And you can basically make between 110 to 170K as an automation engineer. But again, automation is more advanced, it's more complicated, and it's not for everyone. So what I usually recommend is first do manual QA, get yourself your 70 to 100K job, and then the next step going to be going into automation in order to make much more. The other path that you can take is going into the leadership, going into management. It's also not for everyone, but you definitely have those two directions that you can take. You can work remotely, guys. Since March, most jobs in IT are remote, and our graduates really enjoy it. As we saw before, you have a lot of QA jobs around the United States. And of course, every week, every month, you have new opportunities and new jobs. And you will definitely have a lot of opportunities to discover. Now, this job is called in different names. Some people are going to call it quality assurance engineer. Some companies going to call it software test engineer, software QA engineer, QA analyst, QA tester, manual tester, functional tester, UI tester, black box tester, test analyst, quality engineer. For example, when I worked at Apple, my job title was one time was software QA engineer, other time it was software QA engineer of second degree. When I worked at Intel, I was test engineer, but guess what? I was doing exactly the same job like QA analyst and QA tester and manual tester and functional tester. It's many times same kind of job with different names. So of course, after this 1 month program, you will be able to apply to all of those different titles. Regarding our QA course, you're going to get intensive practical training from industry experts. Our teachers and instructors are QA managers, QA leads, software QA engineers from Google, Apple, Facebook, and Intel. They will share their experience with you and tips and tricks how to get maximum rate in minimum time, because that's why we are here. Also, you're going to get internship with references, of course, that will really help your resume. Nowadays, nobody really wants to hire people with zero experience. That's why in the middle or at the end of the course, you will be able to join our internship, which is going to be also remote in the real companies in Silicon Valley, in LA, in San Francisco. You can join remotely from anywhere you are, and you can actually choose the time that works best for you. if you do it, if you do the internship, it's good enough to do it for at least 2 hours per day. If you want, you can make it more, and you will get a real on-hand experience in your resume, in your LinkedIn, that will help you in your job search. So you will be part of the internship until you get your job. Okay, and it's definitely going to help you a lot. Also, we're going to have the convenient online sessions that you can join live. You can watch the lesson. You can ask your questions at the end of the lesson, and we definitely going to answer your questions. And also, those that going to graduate the program, basically all of the people that are going to be graduating the program, they will have a mentor. They will have one-on-one sessions with the mentors to make sure that you not only following instructions, but also that you are prepared very well for the interview, for the market, that you sound good, that whenever you're going to sound good, they're going to help you with your resume, with your LinkedIn, of course. And if needed, they also going to help you and guide you and focus you regarding your interview preparation. We also going to help you with job applications for those that are going to need it. I usually recommend people to apply by themselves, but in case that you will need this help, we also going to be here for you to support you and help you apply to even more positions. We also going to have graduate meetings every Saturday after you graduate the program until the victory, until you get the job. We're going to meet every Saturday. I believe it's 3 out of 4, 3 times a month. And we're going to definitely answer your questions, give you tips, tricks, bring success stories of our graduates that are going to share their experience, going to share the questions that they were asked, and we're going to support you till the victory. Our guarantee, you pass nothing but a small commitment fee until you get hired. I'm going to talk about the prices in the next slides, so bear with me, and I will definitely go into details about that. By the way, if you don't get a job in IT, or you get a job which is going to pay you less than 25 per hour, we don't even going to charge you a percent out of your salary. We're not going to charge you if you're going to make less than 25 per hour, because you guys came here to make much more. You came to do here at least 35 to 50 per hour, 70 to 100K, and that's exactly what we're going to teach you and going to help you with. Let me introduce you our teachers, our instructors. We have Yuri Sokolov from Google. He has more than 7 years of experience in QA. Currently, is a QA lead at Google Mountain View. We have Patrick Sibentel, who is a software QA engineer, worked at Facebook and Intel with more than 6 years of experience. We have myself, Max Lubachansky, with more than 7 years of experience in QA in companies like Apple, Intel, and other Silicon Valley companies. We have Natalia Tif with more than 10 years of experience in QA. She's a QA manager, and she also worked at Intel and Apple. We have Lana Levinson with more than 8 years of experience in manual and automated testing. She's a senior software development engineering test, and she's going to teach you a lot of awesome tools and going to help you with the interview preparation questions, and she's gonna also share tips and tricks with you to get maximum rate in minimum time. We have Alex Rastovich with more than 7 years of experience in QA manager at United Power and other Silicon Valley companies. We created this course not in order to be another one. We created this course because we wanted to do something different, something special. We wanted to create the dream school that we ourselves once wanted to find, a place which is going to support you, which is going to help you, which is going to focus you on the things that you need, and of course, guide you to not repeat our previous mistakes that we had in the beginning of our career, and of course, to focus you on how to get your maximum rate in minimum time. Regarding our success stories, just the past let's say since December, we had 30 graduates that got jobs. Our graduates are working for some of the world's most innovative companies like Google, Apple, Amazon, Slack, Samsung, Facebook, Uber, Salesforce, Intel, Nike, Verizon, AT&T, and many, many more. We have already more than 100 companies in 22 states. Just a month ago, we had 15 states. Now we have 22 states. And of course, I also recommend you tomorrow to go to our website. And on our website, you can basically go to Insights, Success Stories, and you can watch the videos of our graduates telling their stories, telling about their experience, and you will definitely can better understand who we are, what we do, and how we can help you guys, because you can be those success stories in a few months. All right, I highly recommend to do that. Also, I recommend you to see our reviews on Google, on Facebook, and I'm sure you can find other places as well. So this is the map of our graduates where they get jobs. Now, it doesn't mean that if you don't find yourself on this map, you will not get a job, because we actually have new states and new cities every month or every 2 months. As I mentioned, we just had 15 states 1 month ago. Now we have 22 states. By the way, this map, I think, shows only 18 states. We're going to update it with the 22 states soon. And besides that, our graduates are getting jobs in new places every month, and you can get it remotely. So, for example, we have people from Texas getting jobs in New York, people from New Jersey getting jobs in Texas, people from San Francisco getting jobs in Seattle or San Diego, or vice versa, people from Chicago getting jobs in Florida, people from Atlanta getting jobs in Miami or Chicago. Okay, so you got the idea. Now, in green, you can see the average salary for software QA engineer in those cities. And in purple, you will see the average salaries of our graduates in those areas. Now, our graduates, for example, in Washington State, making between 70 to 100K. In Oregon, between 80 to 90K. I'm sorry, between 70 to 90K. In Sacramento, they're making between 70 to 80K. Just recently, we had someone who got 90K in Sacramento, so 70 to 90K. In the Bay Area, San Francisco, San Jose area, our graduates are making 70 to 100K. Most of our graduates in the LA area are making 70 to 90K, but just recently we had a girl that got 100K, so you can make also 70 to 100K in LA. In San Diego, between 70 to 80K. Texas, 70 to 80K, same goes with Florida, same goes with Georgia, in Columbus, Ohio, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and basically Syracuse and Philadelphia, it's also between 70 to 80K. The big cities like New York, New Jersey, Chicago, Seattle, San Jose, San Francisco, LA, our graduates are making between 70 to 100K. And again, in the Bay Area, we actually have people making up to 110K. So you can make even more. That's the map. That's the average salaries that you guys could be making after this 1 month program. Now, what we do at work, I think it's very important to understand. So again, the job is very simple, is very straightforward. Our job is to find issues, to find discrepancies, to find if something looks weird, strange, not according to the requirements. We are looking for the mismatch between actual and expected behavior. If we find it, we write a report and we send it to a developer. The developer fixes the problem, sends back to us, and our job is to verify that on the new version, this mobile application or this website was fixed, that the issue is no longer reproducible. If it's no longer reproducible, we just close the issue, and leave a comment. For example, not reproducible on this and this device, platform, and build. If it was reproducible, we reopen this issue, send back to developer, and let him know that this issue is still there, it's still reproducible, please fix that. Now, I will show you an example because I know that it's not enough to just verbal understand it. You want actually to see it. So let me share my screen with you and let me show you example. So if we go to this website, okay, I just want to show you an example. As you see over here, we have a lot of issues, a lot of bugs that we can report. For example, particle, it's supposed to be practical, so it's a spelling mistake. We want to report that. This image is not showing, it didn't load, so it's an issue, it's a bug. We want to report that as well. Let's see. This icon is truncated. You see it's cut off. It's supposed to be longer. Okay, it looks weird, it looks strange, it looks cut off, and we definitely want to report it. This is example of something being truncated, something being cut off. So usually we report two kind of things. One is functional, that something is working or not working. I'm going to show you examples really soon. And the other one is UI issues or GUI issues, graphic user interface, how things look, or basically, does it look good or it looks bad or weird or strange, according to design or against it. So we usually compare something that we call design document. We go there, we compare how things should look, how it was designed and planned, and then we compare to what we actually have. For example, another UI issue besides being truncated and cut off is something being overlapped. For example, this image overlaps this text. You see, we cannot see the text. So it's an overlapping issue. All right. For example, this text, I don't know if you can see that, but we have a text here and it appears yellow text on a yellow background. It's very hard to read. So it's another example of something that looks weird, strange, not pleasant that we want to report. Another thing is consistency. You see, this one is bold, this one is bold, this one is bold, this one is not. We want to report this kind of behavior. We want everything to look nice and consistent. Another popular issue that we might find is alignment. So you see this aligned to this, but this is not aligned to this. It means that this basically part should be over here. And we definitely want to report that as well. This icon is aligned to this one, this aligned to this one, but this text is not aligned to this one. All right. So that's the type of issues that we report, that we find. Very easy, very simple. Everyone can do it. You just, of course, need to practice, but that's pretty much what we do at work. I will give you more examples. So if we go to a website, for example, this one, you see white title on a white background. So sometimes it's very hard to read, so we can definitely discuss it with the product manager and see if potentially it could be a problem. Maybe not, but we definitely can bring it up. Another example, once we scroll down to the bottom of the website, we can notice that we have footer here. So we call this part header, and this part, when we scroll down, we call it footer. And if we hover, whenever we bring the mouse over something, we call it hover. Whenever we hover the mouse over certain elements, certain button, for example, those buttons, when we come here, you see, oh no, my eyes. Okay, it's very hard to read. You cannot read it. It's not pleasant. It's a bad user experience. We definitely want to report this kind of behavior. If we click the hamburger button, boom, it opens a menu. And we hover, you see, hard to read because it appears as same font as the background, and it's not really pleasant for your eyes. Now, if we go to this website and, for example, we want to change a certain language, let's say that we want to go and, you know what, before I do that, I just want you to see that this website on English shows over here, everything looks fine, right? You see, everything is aligned, looks nice, and it's cool. Now, let's see what happens if we change the language. So for example, if we just choose another language, for example, Russian, and we go to the same website and we scroll down to the same area where we were before, we're going to see that, boom, you see this title is overlapped. It went out of the box. So it looks bad. It looks strange. It's not, it doesn't look according to the expected behavior or the requirements. And we definitely going to report that as well. Okay. Same goes here. We go through the buttons, uh, creating and developing platform. We click it, it brings creating developing platform. Social network, it takes you to social network. But when you click this one, boom, it takes you to a different title, because here it says using cryptocurrency, but here it says international payment. So it's inconsistent, it's weird, it's strange, and we want to report such kind of issues. I'm sure that you saw applications whenever the text is overlapping a button, or a text whenever the text is overlapped by another text, when it looks weird, looks strange. These kind of issues we want to report. Another example gonna be alignment that I showed you before. You see those different fields. This one is not aligned to this one. This one is not aligned to this one. It looks weird. It looks strange. It looks inconsistent. Those check boxes, you see, I would expect them to be aligned on the same line. They're not. Looks weird, looks strange. We want to avoid that. We want to write bug reports about it. Another example, we go to a website, we click a link, and it takes us to, whoops, it takes us to a certain, I'm sorry, I will show you one more time. You go to a link, you click it, boom, it takes you to 404, page not found. Oh no, it's an error, it's a problem. We're gonna write a bug report and we are going to report that. I will give you an example of what actually we can report. So another issue could be you're testing a calculator and you just click buttons 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You see it shows 9. That's a functional issue. That's a problem. We want to report that. It says scientific calculator, but it shows a regular calculator. We want to report that. The buttons, some of them looked pressed, some of them not. We want to report that. The buttons are not consistent. You see, those appear like squares, those appears in different form. We want to report that. The space between the buttons is different. We want to report that. That's the type of issues we find in our jobs. I will give you an example of another basically issue that you guys could face, you could see. Let's go to, for example, Toyota Scion. I will just give you an example of a design document which tells us that the model should be 2019, and all of a sudden you go and you notice that it's different. You notice that it actually shows you a different year, because it says 2019 model, 2019 model, and then you notice that it's, so instead of 2019, according to the design document, you see it shows 2020. So in this case, what you do, you go and you write a bug report. How you do that? All of you guys joining our course, you guys gonna get access to the most popular bug tracking system in the world called Jira. How we use it? We go to this software. So the issue, you know, you see it, right? It's supposed to be 2019, but it shows 2020. So we go to this basically to this software called Jira, And all you need to know right now, it's only this button. We click create, boom, and it allows you to write this report, this bug report that you want to send to developer. What you need to know, you choose the project name, whatever you work on, you write the issue type, because we are testers, we are QA people, we write bug reports. Then you write the summary. The summary supposed to be short and informative, and it should show everyone what and where is the problem. In our case, the problem is on the Toyota sign page. The 2020 Corolla hatchback should be 2019. So we go here and we write it down. Homepage 2020 Corolla hatchback model should be 2019. Then we go to description, which is going to show you the steps to reproduce the issue with actual and expected behavior. We're going to write step 1, go to the website. Step 2, observe 2020 Corolla hatchback. Actual behavior, 2020 Corolla hatchback. Expected, 2019 Corolla. So it's very straightforward, very simple. You don't need to use very scientific language. You just want to speak and write English so others will understand what's going on and where is the problem. Your job is to make the life of developer easier. Okay, so you just help him to find this problem. Then you write the priority. It depends how it affects the business, because Toyota is the most popular car in the United States. It could affect millions of people and 100 millions of sales. That's why in our case, having a mistake on the main page of a popular model, it's going to affect the business a lot. That's why the priority is going to be highest or high. You will be able to determine the priority in your first couple weeks at work. You will know how your company approaches different issues, and you will know what's high, what's highest, what's medium, and what's low. We, of course, going to talk about it more during our lessons. Label is something that is not mandatory, but for example, if you're working on a project called Toyota Sign, you will have a label called Cyan. So next time someone clicks on this label, he will see all the tickets, all the issues associated with that project. Environment, it's basically the place where the problem happens, and you can definitely write, for example, if it's on your MacBook, you will write your MacBook Pro, High Sierra. How you know that? You just click the Apple sign and you see information about your Mac, and you write which platform, which device, which browser, which version. So MacBook, for example, MacBook Pro High Sierra, Mac OS version 10.13, Chrome version 75.0. If you're using Windows, you can write your laptop, for example, model, your Windows version, and your browser. If you're using Android, you'll write your device, for example, Samsung Galaxy S20, your Android version, and the build number if it's a mobile application, or the browser if you're using your mobile web and you are just going to a website. All right. Same with iPhone. You just write your iPhone device, your iOS version, and your browser or the build of the application. Very simple, very straightforward. Okay, cool. Now, let me see what else. Attachments. Guys, our job is to make life easier for developers. So what we do, we also create screenshots. How we do that? On MacBook, it's very easy. You just click Command-Shift-4 or Command-Shift-3 to take the screenshot from the whole screen. But if you want to just choose a part, you click Command-Shift-4 and you choose the area that you want to screenshot. Boom. And it's now saved on your desktop. If you're using Windows, you can go to Start menu and you will find in Finder snipping tool. It's going to be very similar, and you will learn how to do it in 2 minutes. We're definitely going to talk about it more in our next lessons, but I promise you, you can learn it in a couple minutes going to Google or YouTube, or just waiting for our next lessons. So basically, once you create the screenshot, you can attach it to your bug report. You go to here, attachments, browse, upload a file, you go to your desktop, and you just choose the latest file that was saved, and boom, you wait until it loads, and you just click the insert file. It will add the screenshot to your bug report. Then you choose your assignee, basically the developer that's going to be in charge of fixing that problem. So for example, we're going to choose my name, and we're going to send it to the developer that's going to fix the problem. So long story short, project name, issue type, which is bug report, title, which is going to be short and informative and going to tell everyone what and where is the problem, description with steps to reproduce, actual and expected behavior, the priority, the environment where the problem was found, the screenshot, and assignee. You click create button, and boom, you have your first bug report, guys. Congratulations. We just created a new bug. Very simple, very easy. Okay, cool. Um, you can always access the bug report and see how it looks. That's how it looks. Okay, you have the screenshot, you have the environment, and everything that we saw before. Very simple. Okay, now guys, tell me the truth. Was it complicated? Because if it was not complicated, I promise you that you can become software QA engineer doing manual QA. That's what we do at work. And guess what? We don't do it all day long. We do it like we write 5, 6, 7 bug reports per day. We don't write 100 bug reports per day. It's about 5, 6, 7 bug reports. We most of the time we just follow instructions. We execute test cases that are being given to us. Basically, it's certain steps that we need to follow and check. It looks good or not, it works good or not. And we just mark it, pass or failed. So if it looks good and works good, pass, 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 pass. Something doesn't, it's failed, you write a bug report, assign to developer fixes it, sends back to you the same day, the next week, the next month. You get a notification in your email, you go to this ticket, you go and verify the bug fix on the new version, and you close or reopen it based if it's reproducible or not. That's the whole job. Very simple, very straightforward, but it's not enough to do the job. You need to know how to get the job, and we're definitely going to help you with that. Our course is going to be 4 weeks. It's going to be online program. You're going to get your one-on-one mentorship after you graduate the program. The time going to be Sunday to Thursday, 5:30 to 7:30 p.m. Pacific time, which is 8:30 to 10:30 p.m. Eastern time. And basically you pay us only you've been hired. The first lesson is completely free. Then you have a choice, or you can pay the upfront for manual QA, which is $2,999, after which you don't need to pay anything else, just that. But in case that you cannot afford $2,999, or you want to try another option, we have our Tech Career Bundle. With Tech Career Bundle, you will be able to get not only manual QA, but also if you want to move forward, you will get also automation and DevOps. After you graduate manual QA, you're going to be searching for a job for 1 to 3 months. If you're going to follow instructions, you're going to get your job, your 70 to 100K job. And after that, you can go and learn automation and move forward. In this case, if you choose the income share agreement, which we call ISA, you pay registration fee only $799, after which you don't pay anything else until you get your IT job. If you don't get an IT job, you don't owe us anything. Besides, of course, the $799 registration fee that you already paid. But if you don't get an IT job, you don't pay anything else. If you get a job that's going to pay you less than 25 per hour, we don't want to take your money. Once you're going to get your IT job, you're going to pay us, according to income share agreement, 15% out of your salary every month at the end of the month after you being paid before taxes. So it's 15% out of the salary before taxes every month for the first 24 months. If you do not want to pay 15% for your first 24 months, you can choose the option to pay upfront for the bundle where you get both manual QA and automation. And if you want also DevOps for $5,999. If you're not sure that automation is for you, if you can handle it, if it's not going to be too complicated for you. By the way, automation is going to be a 3-month program. You can just choose the manual QA program, pay upfront of $2,999, and that's it. But if you want bundle, you want manual and automation, you can pay or upfront $5,999, or you can just pay $799 and then don't pay anything else until you get the job. Once you get the job, you pay 15% out of your salary only before taxes for the first 24 months, of course, as long as you work. If you don't work or you stop working, you stop paying. You continue paying only after you get a job and as long as you are being paid. Great. So that's regarding the prices. I hope it's simple and clear. Upfront of manual QA, $2,999. If you want both manual QA, automation, and DevOps, you can pay upfront of $5,999, or you can get the bundle of manual QA plus, if you want, automation and DevOps. By the way, it's not mandatory. If you want, you can take automation and DevOps in this bundle. If you don't, you can just do the manual QA. You pay the registration fee of $799, and after that, you don't pay anything else until you get the job. Once you get the job, 15% before taxes every month at the end of the month, the first 24 months, only as long as you work. And you are more than welcome to write your questions to our email, support@jobeasy.co, or you can go to this link that I'm going to share soon in the chat, and you can choose the option that works best for you. Also, at the end of today's lesson, I'm going to send you the form for our survey. And those that are going to fill out the survey can get $50 Amazon gift card. Of course, if you join the course, a week after you join the course, you will get this Amazon gift card for your survey, because we definitely want to get your feedback about our today's lesson. I'm going to share it soon with you guys, and you can join our lessons. Tomorrow, we're going to have same time, same link. Lesson number 2, it's going to be only for those that joined, those that paid the registration fee, signed the contract, or paid the upfront payment. Please choose the option that works best for you. And of course, you also can, in case that you still didn't talk to our career advisors, you can always go to our website, and you can just go to our website and you can leave your phone number over here. Reserve your seat. You put your first name, last name, your phone number, your email, you submit the form, and our career advisor will get back to you with more information about the option that works best for you, and will answer your questions. Of course, today I'm going to answer your questions as well at the end of the lesson that we're going to have. Right now, I can start answering some of the questions, but before that, let me show you our syllabus, because I know that some of you want to see exactly what classes we're going to have, and I want to share it with you. So, for example, if you go to this link that I'm going to share with you soon, you will see the lessons, the hours, the dates of the lessons that we are going to have, and the topics that we're going to cover during those lessons. I can assure you that we know much better than you what you need and what you don't. That's why we're going to focus only on the things that you really need in order to get this job in minimum time with maximum rate. So just follow our instructions, and you're in the good hands. So that's the topics, that's the dates, that's the description of the classes. you can always watch the recording of today's lesson. Just a reminder, I'm going to share this link with you soon in the chat. And also, I want you to understand that if you're going to have any questions, you can always email to support@jobeasy.co, and we would love to answer your questions. Also, today's lesson gonna be sent to you guys to your emails with all of the information that you need, and you can watch this lesson in case that you joined in the middle or in the end. You can always watch the recording and also send it to your friends and tell more people about us. So in case you were worried, you will get the email with our video recording as after each lesson. Usually we send it a few hours after the lesson so you can watch it the next day. Let me just remind those that just joined us at the end. Guys, you will get video recording of the lesson to your email. If you don't see the email, you can go to your spam and promotions folders, and it's going to be waiting for you over there. Now, let me see if you guys have some questions. By the way, if I'm not going to answer some of the questions right now, I will definitely answer them till the end of the class, because at the end of the class, I'm sorry, in about around 50 minutes, 45 minutes, I'm gonna join and I'm gonna answer all of your questions. Let's see. I'm gonna read the questions. I'm not going to read questions that repeat themselves, and I have a lot of questions that are repeating. That's why I didn't want you to lose the focus, because many people are asking same questions over and over and over and over and over again, and I didn't want you to miss the focus from the class. That's why I took the chat so it doesn't distract you. So let's see. All right, welcome. Let's see. The internship going to be for 2 weeks, from Monday to Friday, correct? It's going to be minimum for 2 weeks. You can be there as long as you need until you get your job. Let's see. The hours and the days, I think every internship going to have their own hours and no, I'm sorry, their own days, but usually it's going to be a Monday to Friday. Great. I will share the syllabus, of course, and the link to the survey really soon. In this course, do you teach us automation too? So those that choose the option of income share agreement, which is the bundle, of course, will get both manual and automation. But we recommend to first do the manual, then you search for the job, you get your 70 to 100K job, and only after like 2-3 months of your job search and getting the job, only after we recommend to join automation, because otherwise you will be wasting your time and you will get too much information in your head and it will just complicate stuff. Trust me, just follow instructions. Cool. You don't need to know automation to get 70 to 100K. I promise you. Cool. I saw someone said they had a job in manual QA and because they don't know automation, they were laid off. So who cares? Because you will have a lot of jobs that going to ask for manual QA people. And by the way, I don't think they were laid off. I think that just some companies don't want you to be manual. They want you to be automation. But again, automation is not for everyone. Automation is more complicated. It's not as simple as what we showed here. Today we showed you manual QA, which is super simple, very straightforward, and anyone can do it, anyone can learn it, anyone can get a job in it. But automation is not. Automation, it's more complicated, more sophisticated. You will need to learn programming language. You will need to learn algorithms. You will need to learn not 1 month. You will need to learn at least 3-4 months. And it's definitely not for everyone. That's why not everyone can do automation. So yes, some companies, they want automation. Good luck with that. We're gonna focus on those that want people that know manual QA, and there's a lot of positions for those for us, and we are getting jobs already in more than 20, no, not more, exactly in 22 states, guys, and our graduates making between 70 to 100K. So just follow instructions and you will get the job. If you want to make more than 100K, definitely automation gonna be the best path for you as the next step, as the more advanced step. But you cannot go to automation if you don't know the basics. If you compare automation with manual, it's like kindergarten, and automation it's like university. You cannot go to university without knowing the kindergarten, because in the university nobody gonna explain the kindergarten. Besides that, about 40-50% of the questions that you're gonna have during interview for automation gonna be from manual QA. Okay, so remember that. So focus right now on manual. You're gonna get your 70 to 100K job, and then you can think about your going forward. Let's see. Is QA good for Mac or iOS? Yeah, it's both. We're going to teach you how to do testing on iOS, on Android, Windows, and Mac. It doesn't really matter. The idea is pretty much the same. There is a very small difference, and you will definitely learn the difference, but you just do the testing. By the way, Dan, if you have a question, no need to raise your hand, just write it, okay? Guys, I'm going to answer the rest of the questions. I promise you that. You just want to write those, and I will answer them at the end of the lesson. Or you can wait to the end of the lesson and then write those, because most of the questions probably going to be answered. Okay, guys? Awesome. So let's see. Yes, you get recordings. Would we report a picture if it's too pixelated? Yes, of course. Great, we are excited too. Do you need certificates in QA? No, you don't. You actually might need it in Africa or maybe East Europe or UK, but you definitely don't need those in US. You might need those for, nail polishing or hair extensions, but in software quality assurance, you don't need any certificates in the United States. Now, let me introduce you our instructor and teacher, Yuri. How are you?
How you doing, Max? Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we're doing great. We can hear and see you. The class is all yours. Guys, I will get back to you in about 40 minutes, and I will answer all of your questions. Okay? Awesome. Yuri, the class is yours.
Hey guys, welcome to this course. My name is Yuri Sokolov, and I'm one of the creators of this course. So first of all, let me congratulate you on being in this first lesson, because it's a first step of you getting a job in IT. As Max said, is not complicated, is not absolutely not hard. Me personally, I did not have any experience working in IT. I did not have any experience working in the tech. And as soon as I came to this country 8 years ago, I met some friends and they were all working in the QA. So basically I asked, guys, well, how did you get to the QA? Was it hard? What did you do? Did you have to go and get like computer science degree? And they said, no. They went through some basic course. It took them like maybe 2-3 months. And that was about it. So I followed the same path and I went through the course. It was like 2-3 months. And maybe in about 2 weeks or 3 weeks, I was able to get my first job. So no computer science degree is necessary to get a job in QA. It's the easiest path from my experience how to get into the world of IT. Guys, I've been working in QA for 8+ years, and I actually enjoy this job. It wasn't hard. I'm not a software developer. I'm not, a super technical guy, But I was able to start as a junior quality assurance engineer and grew to the rank of QA leads and automation engineers within few years. So what does it mean? When we say that we have a manual QA course and we also have a tech bundle, we understand that most of you do not have a prior experience working in tech. That's absolutely fine. So our job here is basically to show you the path. If you want to change your career, if you want to change your job, and you want to follow the new trendy idea of tech, that's absolutely fine. And you can start with the manual QA. Then basically, after you get a job in manual QA, we'll show you how to get even better job, the job that will pay more into the field of the IT. So we'll teach you how to do automation. We'll teach you how to do the DevOps. So the whole point of this career path, it doesn't stop just when you get a job at manual QA, but you continue learning. Some people are absolutely fine working as a QA engineers. And I know many, many dozens of people who are absolutely comfortable at the level of manual QA engineer. They're doing very well and they're comfortable with it. So if you're not super technical, if you want to stay at that level, that's absolutely fine. But what we are trying to do here is we are trying to basically show you the path how to join the world of IT. And the team we gathered today is basically the best team in Silicon Valley, and I will introduce you all our teachers today. And let me start with one of our best teachers, Patrick. So Patrick, are you with us?
I am. You guys hear me?
Yes, Patrick, please introduce yourself.
Great. Thank you, Yuri. My name is Patrick Stephenthal. Wow, so great to see all you guys. Wow. You guys will meet me again on your third class. And my role here is I love teaching theory and history. And we're going to go over the software development lifecycle together. And we're going to get really antiquated with how software in general gets made. And right, so we really want to prepare you guys for the work environment. So it's not only just about QA, it's also introducing yourselves into the world of IT and how everything works. So the more you know, the more you'll feel comfortable once you get into your job position, right? A little bit about myself. I've worked for QA a little over 6 years, and I've worked at some companies like Oculus, Facebook, Intel, working on some mobile applications and VR as a dog fooding manager. And it's been great, really great experience. And it's shown a little bit about how the difference between how a larger company runs versus a smaller company. So I really want to bring this experience to you guys coming from a top Fortune 100 company and show you guys how to be a complete professional in this environment. So I think we're going to have a lot of fun here, and I love answering all your guys' questions. I actually really like teaching and helping you guys understand and learn. So I'd like to pass this back to Yuri and our next instructor, and hopefully see you guys tomorrow and so forth.
Thank you, Patrick. So we have our next instructor, Lana. How you doing, Lana?
I'm great, thank you. Hi, everyone. All right, so my name is Lana. I'm also one of the instructors here at JobEasy. I'm super excited to see so many people here today. About myself, I've been in QA for a little over 8 years by now. I actually started as a manual QA and then I switched to QA automation, and for the last 5 years, I was mostly doing QA automation and software development and test. So during this course, I will be teaching you guys some of the pretty important lessons. We will be covering a lot of tools that we use in QA. We will talk about Chrome Dev tools. We will talk about Charles Proxy. We will also talk about tools like Browser Stack. Then at the end, we will also learn how to test APIs, and I will teaching that class as well. And I'm also the teacher for our QA automation course. So for those of you who decide to switch to QA automation, I will see see you during QA automation classes as well. So just a few words about the industry that I would like to mention here. And just like Yuri, I actually didn't have any technical background when I started to work as a QA engineer. My education is actually in economics and linguistics. So I went through QA bootcamp. I started to work as a manual QA engineer, and then slowly I turned into, QA automation engineer. So just so you understand, this is not a rocket science. QA is not very hard. So for those of you who think that it's incredibly technical and super hard to get into, that is definitely not the case. You can definitely become manual QA engineers with a lot of different backgrounds. So don't be afraid, and you will definitely succeed if you just follow the instructions and learn the main tools that we will show you during the course. Also, one of the things that I would like to mention here is that very often I hear concerns from people who say like, hey, nobody's going to need manual QA. Everything's going to be replaced with automation. This is also definitely not the case. As an automation QA engineer, I can definitely assure you that the technology is simply not there. And also, it's pretty much impossible to replace manual testing with automation engineers. I remember a few years ago, the salary of manual tester was about $20, $25 per hour. And these days we see our graduates getting jobs and they easily get salaries $40 to $50 per hour. So over these years, the salary of manual QA has doubled, which is definitely showing to us that it's still popular and it will be very demanding job in the market going forward. So super excited to see you all. Welcome to the course. Yuri.
Lana, can you please tell us a little bit more of what you think about, is it possible to get a manual QA job without knowing automation?
Yes, definitely. So it is definitely possible. In fact, this is how most of the people actually get jobs in manual QA. And my personal recommendation to everybody who's basically starting and thinking about QA, start with manual. Learn manual, basically how to do manual job first. And after you know manual fundamentals, after you get your manual job, after that, spend your time and do transition to test automation if this is interesting for you, because it's also very possible that you decide to just stay as a manual QA engineer and eventually grow into management. And that is also pretty popular path for QA engineers to go, especially for those people who are not interested in coding.
Nice. And what do you think? Do we need certificates in manual testing?
Not that I've heard of. We definitely don't need any certificates in manual testing. We also don't need any certificates in test automation as well.
Thank you so much. Yuri?
Thank you, guys. Yes, exactly. I absolutely agree with Lana. I absolutely agree with Max. I think I have 2 or 3 certificates, and out of my 8-year-old career, not a single company asked for those. So certificates in the IT world in the United States are absolutely useless. What's important is your ability to communicate and to pass the interview, and that's what we will try to focus on. So we'll provide all the knowledge and all the needed tools and information for you to pass the interview. All right, so let's start our first lesson. Let me introduce you our next instructor, Natalia.
Yuri, hi guys, good evening.
The class is all yours. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, amazing. There is lots of you guys. So good afternoon, evening. My name is Natalia and I'll be one of your instructors. So before we jump into the first class, which is going to be the introduction to QA, what it is, what is the difference between the QA and testing, I will briefly introduce myself as well. So I am a QA manager. I've been in QA for over 10 years as of now, and it feels like it's many years, but they fly pretty fast. So I'm in my current company, I'm managing a team of a few engineers, and I'm working in the big data, artificial intelligence company. So, guys, I do not have also the special degree, and I'm joining the great team of our instructors who also pick up at work. My degree is in economics as Lana's, and my second degree I started in IT when I already worked at Apple. So as you see, it's possible, nothing really difficult to pick up, especially the manual QA. Manual QA can be done by anyone. So let me go ahead, share my screen, and I will present you the intro lesson so you understand how not difficult it is to start in this sphere. And as Lana said, if you are not interested in coding, then you still can grow as a QA engineer and become lead and manager and QA director, which are getting paid really well as well. So that was my path. I was not able to do automation, but I was able to proceed this path. So basically, you always have choice, and both of the choices are great. If you're able to code, that's amazing. If you cannot, then there's still also a way for all of us. So let me go ahead, share my screen, and I'm going to show you my slides, and now you should be seeing them. Okay, so first of all, I know that all of you probably already Googled what are the quality assurance, and you probably found a bunch of stuff. So let me summarize what actually software quality assurance is about and what we are going to teach you in this course. So software quality assurance, guys, is the process of monitoring software engineering procedures and methods to ensure quality. Basically, what we are doing is following the particular path, which consists of different procedures, pretty much before we test, which is a preparation part, during the test, which is actual testing part, and after the test, when we are maintaining the quality of the product. So for you to understand what it is, software quality assurance consists of all the same repetitive procedures and tasks, which we constantly doing at any company that we join. So any company would be doing same path for software quality assurance development cycle. And for us, it will be the same exactly path to verifying that the software is being delivered with the quality. As I said, we are not only testing, we are participating in the whole path of the creation of the software. So for us, we have to be involved in the development meetings, in the requirements definition meetings, in the design meetings, in some coding meetings, some code reviews, some management meetings. Of course, in the testing part, and release management and product integration. So basically, we are working throughout the whole cycle, and we are verifying the software quality because we know how it's supposed to work. We prepared for the test. We are going to tell you about those phases, all of them, so you understand what they are. But for now, we can just concentrate on the main points that basically we do our best to prevent the bugs from happening during the customer testing, basically when customer gets the software, but it's impossible to have the software without bugs. So we are not trying to get the bug-free software because it cannot be done. But what we're trying to get is the acceptable level so the customer will not face the issues. That's our job. And how we do it is because we're following those procedures that we are going to teach you. Okay? Now, you might be a little bit confused whether the testing and software quality assurance are the same. Well, they are not. because the testing is just one of the parts of the software quality assurance development process, development and testing. We do test for sure, but we are not only testing. During the test, we are basically compare whether our expectation is actually matching the reality. And in software testing, we identify the correctness, completeness, and quality of the software. Pretty much it's our investigation as a first customers, and we have to figure out whether it's ready for the customer or not, and be able to give a feedback if we are asked about it. So that's what we are doing during the testing phase, which is the middle phase. Before that, we prepare, and after that, we are managing the quality. So we are, working on the maintenance of this quality. So we are pretty much during the test, we will provide the objective and independent view of the software, which allows the company to understand whether it's ready for the customer or not, whether that software has any risks of being given to the customer, or it's okay to be given to the customer. So that's pretty much what we are investigating during the testing phase. And it's pretty huge phase, of course, but it's not the only thing that we do. Okay. Now, differences between QA and testing, of course, are huge, because QA, the whole QA thing, is a preventative. We analyzed the whole process of the software development, starting with the requirements. So under QA hood, we are going to work on the requirements, look at the designs, prepare our testing strategy, apply this testing strategy, make sure that it's stable, and release it to the customer in a stable condition. In the testing, we are only going to provide the current view of the software. So during the testing phase, we are going to be the first customer who is going to touch this product, who is going to test this product, and who is going to pretty much give it a go or not. Because if QA does not give it a go, then the product cannot be given to the customer. So we are the first customer who pretty much a gatekeeper to all the customers. And that's what we are doing. So to summarize, the difference between QA and testing is because QA is a set of processes and testing is just one out of all of these processes. Okay. So now this particular course that you are going to sign up for, this is the manual testing course. Manual testing course is pretty much a prerequisite for everything else. Whether you're going to go for automation or you're going to stay in manual and then grow your career from there, you would have to stick with the principles that you learn in this course. In manual testing course, you would have to learn how do you file the bugs, which is the differences between the expectation and the reality, and how do you make sure they are fixed, and how do you make sure that they are not happening again. That's your manual course is about. So basically, in the manual testing, we act as a user who is the first user and who is the gatekeeper for the rest of the users. What we are doing in this course is basically finding the differences between what we have to see because we know the requirements and what we actually see because we have the implemented software in front of us. Once we compare and we see some differences, we have to file a bug. And this bug will go to the developer will fix it, and then he gives it back to you. So you basically verify that it's been fixed. Until this happens, the software is not ready to be given to the customer. Plus, the customer will not only have to wait for just one bug, there will be lots of bugs, and you will have to constantly file them, constantly verifying them, and all over again. That will be your job. Pretty much the goal of the testing, the manual testing, to ensure is that we don't have any major defects, right? And again, we're not going to look for the bug-free software. We are going to look at the software which is acceptable level. It doesn't have major issues. It's usable. It's meeting the purpose why the customer gets this software. And pretty much it should fit the high standard of the quality. It has to be acceptable. That's what we are giving to the customer. Before it happens, before that piece of software is not going to be acceptable quality, we don't give it to the customer. That's what's pretty much this course is about. And as Lana pointed, there is no way to replace automation and manual because we are doing different things here. And here I'm going to explain you when do we need manual testing. Once you start working in QA team, you will know that there is always manual testers and automation testers. They work together. They do not compete. They complement each other. How? I'll tell you right now. So basically, when do we absolutely need manual testing is in a few cases. When there is a need for human judgment. So that's the first case. And this is pretty common case because we cannot rely on the code to test the other code. There has to be a human judgment to see something that code, which is the automation code, cannot catch because it's not programmed to catch it. Okay, there could be some things which are visually can attract the human eye and we will catch those issues, but the machine will not be able to catch. And there is a lot of these kind of cases in our job. Next, when human intervention needs to be ongoing, that's pretty much similar to the first one, but the thing is that when you work with the software as a human, you give this software some unexpected situation and scenarios versus you program them through the automation code. So the software will react the particular way, and you have to interact with the software to be able to find the weak spots. And it's usually able to do more easily with the hand because you are not always following the same format, right? You can play with that software and you'll find something where it breaks. Also, when automated testing is too expensive or time consuming, we also not use the automation a lot. We are using manual. Why? Because, for example, if you are having your banner, let's say you have a banner on your website and it's hanging there for the 2 weeks promotion. Let's say Christmas promotion you have for 2 weeks. You are not going to prepare the code to automate this banner because by the time you write the code, the banner is gone. You know, it's the promotion is gone. So all temporary things we are pretty much testing with the hand because it's just faster. And it's not that expensive. So that's why we do need manual testing. There are always cases for manual testing, and there is more than these. This is just the main points so you to understand. Now, if you look at my screen right now, you see that I have the manual testing steps, 1, 2, 6, what they are. First of all, we always start from requirement analysis. And this is this part. We have to understand the software. We have to understand how it's supposed to work. If we are not able to understand it right, then we will not be able to test it correctly. So we always start from requirement analysis, and this is the first thing that we do. Next one, we are going to prepare the test plan. Test plan is usually prepared by the manager or lead, but you would have to know what it is. So I'm going to show you a test plan, and I'm going to explain you what this test plan means. Now, next thing what we do is we create test cases. It's a big part of this course, guys. You are going to create the test cases. You will learn how to create them, how to write them, and how to write them correctly. And that will be your pretty often routine. You would have to know how to do them, how to write them. Next, once you created your test cases, you would have to execute them. Execute is when you actually testing and you are comparing your expectation with the reality. After you're done, you are going to log your defects. You are going to file your bug tickets. And that's what you are going to do in the end of the cycle. And at very end, you will have to re-verify that those bugs are fixed. And this cycle you will be doing every time at every job at any company. It will be always the same for everyone who does manual QA. Always requirements, always test plan, always test cases, always execution, always defect logging, and always defect re-verification. That will, once you learn it once, you can work at any company because they will all follow the same exact path. Now, as I told you before, manual testing and automation testing, they also have to complement each other. So if you're signing up for the bundle, you will learn it together. If you're signing up for the manual, you still need to know how to work with the automation teams. So both of these types of testing, manual and automation, of course, they will have their pros and cons, and they are pretty significant for both. So pretty much that's why we have to work together. We have to complement each other so we get more efficient test coverage. Let's look at the pros and cons of both and figure out what they are. Pros for manual testing, that anyone can run the test. That's pretty easy, guys. Everyone can do it. It's not a big deal. You can learn. It's really something that if you know how to, you can do it. Anyone can do it, right? And that is why it's the easiest way to ensure the quality. You can sit yourself, you can sit with your neighbor, you can sit with your friend. Anyone can test and anyone can ensure that there is some quality, right? It's a great way for people who do not have formal testing experience. Again, you can learn it pretty fast, and that's definitely some advantage of the manual test. And it's primarily focused on the customer workflow. You will not be really digging into the code in the manual testing. You will be doing customers' workflow because you are the first customer, right? Now, the cons for the manual are the following. It may not identify all the test cases. Well, because of course you are doing some testing as a customer, but you cannot do that fast enough. You cannot do it complex enough, and you just don't have time for everything, right? It's just impossible. So you will not identify all the test cases, and you will not identify all the defects because you cannot write all the test cases. So you cannot find all the defects. And it results in lower product quality because of residual bugs. Here and there, you will have bugs and they will appear. You cannot do anything to that. But at least in manual tests, you will verify that the main ones are not happening. So that's what we are doing in the manual test runs. When we need help, then automation is our best friend. Automation can help us to ensure the better quality. How? First of all, it's faster. So automation doesn't go for coffee, doesn't go for the restroom breaks. It just runs. It's quick. And as a result, it identifies more defects more quickly. Well, because it's fast and it knows what to look for, right? It will find the defects. It saves money when the test cases have to be run multiple times, which is usually 3+ times. If you think of that, if you have to constantly every day or every week run the same tests, you'll hate it, you will go crazy. It's easier to give those tests to the computer to run, and eventually you will just doing something new all the time. You will be testing new functionality, but you're not going to be doing over and over again all the same stuff. That's a great help for us. It really is. Next one is that it's an excellent way to meet the testing needs of agile development. We are going to talk about agile in this course. You will know what it is. You will know how it works. But for now, what you need to know is that when you work in fast-paced environment, when you have to deliver the product, let's say every 2 weeks, then automation is absolutely a must because it will help you to test it faster. Okay, so that's how you are pretty much delivering so fast, is because most of the things are already automated and you're just adding new functionality on the top of it. That's what you do. Also, why it's so great is that because it's easy to focus on possible workflows. So you can just select what kind of test you want to run, click the button start, and wait until it's done. Pretty quick, which results in higher product quality. So what it means is that eventually you will get better quality product, and this product will be more suitable for the customer because it's better quality, right? However, we have cons here, and the cons are that, well, test scripts are typically written by automation testing scripter. You have to know the programming. You cannot just sit and write the script test. I mean, the script for the test. You cannot, right? You have to have someone who does it, who knows how to do it. Now, it requires manual test cases to be written first, and these later will be automated. Here is the main collaboration part. You as a manual tester would have to write the whole suite of test cases, and then you will give it to the automation person, and this automation person will translate those cases into the programming language. So they will not be writing those tests. They will take yours and use them. So if, let's say, you don't have any manual testers, then who will write those tests? No one will, because automation tests is much more expensive, and the guys or girls who are doing that, they are not into the writing. They have to be given the stuff to be more faster and more efficient. So that's why manual testers will write it and give to the automation. Another con is that it requires automation testing platform. It's not always free. It's not easy to set up. It has to be someone who knows how to do it. And of course, it's not one day thing. Now, the last one is that it's not cost effective if used for less than 3 test cycles. That's what I told you about the banner. So if you have something here and there coming out and disappearing, it's not cost effective. You cannot try to automate everything. You would have to work with manual testing and rely on the results of manual testing versus then trying to automate everything and take so much time and effort and money. So you see by looking at my screen that they both have pros and cons, and both of them are significant. If they're used separately, it will not be exactly the same quality as we want to achieve. So that's why every QA team will have both. It will have manual team, it will be automation team. They both are going to be basically included in the QA team under same manager. Okay. Now, there are 3 types of testing, which you probably seen when you Googled: the black box, white box, and gray box. In black box testing, guys, we only test the functionality and we do not go behind it. So we are not testing the code. We are pretty much behaving as a customer, and as a customer we are able to find some bugs here and there, of course, and file them and verify them, but we are not really looking in the code to find out why those bugs happen. That's a black box. Pretty much it's what you see and nothing behind it. You don't really care what's behind it as a black box tester. It was very popular years ago, and it's still popular. We still have a lot of usage for this one. There is also white box testing, which is much more complex because we have to design additional tests based on the analysis of the code. So we will have access to the code. We will look at this code. We will know how it works, and we would have to do some tests for the code testing. This one is impossible to do if you don't have the programming knowledge. So the white box testing is pretty much for the programmers or for someone who has the knowledge of the code. And the gray box testing is a combination of white and black. But this is the most common one because pretty much we are we are still using the customer approach, but we have the tools which help us to look behind the scenes and see what's going on there. And those tools are pretty easy to use. So it's not something that you need to study the tool. You can look at the tool, it will be pretty self-explanatory in many cases. So you can find the bugs which are related to the code without really knowing the code much, and it's really popular, and this is really something that we use a lot in our practice. Okay, so black box, white box, and gray box testing is pretty much the types of testing which involve you in the knowledge of the code and testing the code, if any. In black box, you don't. In gray box, you will have some, and in white box, you will do additional tests and you will be testing the code base. Now, this course is pretty much for you to start in the IT sphere by becoming the QA engineer. In market perspective, we have to give you an understanding of the job market. And we have to help you to ensure that you present yourself successful and effectively on this market. As a hiring manager myself, and all of us are hiring managers here, we have to consider a few things which we always look in the candidate and make sure that you guys are fitting into these 5 things. First of all, we want to see the experience, and experience is something that you gain by doing something by hand, doing your homework, doing the internships, and participating actively in the practice. Also, what we want you to know is basic knowledge of tools, and that's what included in this course as well. So you will learn the tools that we use, and you will be pretty much familiar, hands-on with the tools that widely used everywhere in most of the companies here. Number 3 is knowledge of platforms and devices. We will be looking at different platforms and different devices to make sure that you understand the difference between them, you understand how they work, you understand what are the advantages or disadvantages of each one, and how to test each of them. And of course, verbal skills, they're super important, guys. You have to know how to represent yourself and how to get better feedback and better response from the interviewers. And this is included in this course. And of course, the nice resume. Nice resume is something that you will build together with us, and you will maintain it throughout your career. So you know how to do that. Pretty much, we will ensure that you have all of these things, and you will have to negotiate, you will have to learn how to negotiate your pay rate to get 70K and more. Our goal is 70K and more. We know that it's possible to get more than that because we see how our graduates are doing. So it's doable. It's not really a big deal. This is a market rate, so you absolutely have to strive for that. And this is all for this course. That package is basically pretty concise for you to understand what's going on, for you to fit the market without extra stuff which you don't need. We designed it that way so you pretty much only have to concentrate on the important and do not concentrate on the unimportant. Now I will pass this mic to Max to answer all your questions, guys, and I will be happy to see you during this course, and it will be very soon, so welcome on board. Max?
Thank you, Natalia. Thank you very much. Awesome, guys. So let's talk and let's answer your questions. First of all, I have a question about, let's see. I have a question about, is it full-time or contract jobs? So guys, in 70% of the cases, it's going to be contract jobs that going to pay you per hour, but you're going to be paid 8 hours per day, 40 hours per week. So the full-time and the contract, it's basically same amount of hours. The only difference is that for full-time job, you are being paid for vacations, holidays, days when you're sick, and you get health insurance. Now, does it really matter? I think that you should focus the money. For example, if you get a full-time job and you get 75K, but at the same time somebody offers you 50 per hour as a contract, you will make 100K, which is much more than 75 in full-time. So always follow the money. Per hour, if you multiply 2, you will see that it's going to be per year. So follow the money. Of course, insurance and health insurance, it's important, but you can buy your own insurance from your salary. It's going to be, I don't know, $5,000 per year. So if you get $20,000 more as a contract, why would you take a full-time for much less? Okay, so it's just example about the difference. It's about luck. Some people get full-time, some people get contract. Just follow the money, make sure you make 70 to 100K. And once you get your 70K or 75K or 80K, the next day start talking to others asking for 90 or 100. Okay, that's how it works. We're going to teach you, we're going to instruct you, and you will get those jobs if you're following instructions. Next question. Internship, what days and hours? Guys, you choose the hours, you choose the days, because this internship is for you. It's a real company, a real product. We found those different internships. We always try to bring new companies to work with us to help you guys get more experience and learn, basically practice what you learned during the classes. Those internships are unpaid. They're for you to practice, and we have our own leads that are going to help you and support you during those internships. So you choose the time that works best for you, and you will get assignments, and you will choose the days that works best for you. That's the best possible scenario for the internship, because I know that some people are working or busy, and that's how we got solution for that. Regarding homework and quizzes, guys, the only quiz that you're going to have, it's at the end of the course when you're going to repeat and learn the interview questions that we're going to prepare you for. You will have a one-on-one interview with our mentors or mentor, and the mentor will tell you if you sound good, if you're prepared. If not, you will do another interview until you sound well. Once you sound good, that's the time to help you with resume and LinkedIn, because we don't want you to go with your resume and LinkedIn if you're not prepared. We're going to make sure that you're prepared and you're ready to go. You're ready to get your 70 to 100K job. All right. Now, I already mentioned that you don't need any certificates in the United States in QA. What's the difference between you and others? So first of all, we are the first QA course in the history that is offering income share agreement, where we basically get paid only mainly once you get the job. Also, we have the best teachers possible from Google, Apple, Intel, Facebook. Other places might offer you 3-month, 4-month, 5-month courses. We teach you manual QA in 4 weeks. We don't want to waste your time, your effort, and time equals money. So we want you to be focused. We want you to get maximum possible rate in minimum time. Other places going to teach you how to make 25, 30 per hour. We're going to teach you how to make 35 to 50 per hour. And that's what we see. Our graduates are getting it. Also, you will get the internship that other places going to offer you after 4, 5, 6 months. We're going to offer all of you internship in the middle or at the end of the course. You'll be able to join it. You will not even need to have an interview for the internship. And you will practice what you learn. You're going to be using Slack, Jira, TestRail. We're going to teach you mobile testing. We're going to teach you tools like Xcode, Android Studio, ADB, Unix, all the things that you need in order to pass the interview, get the job. You're also going to get API, SQL classes, and you will be able to pass those interviews and get those jobs. Now, let me read your questions. Just hold on, because most of the questions I'm going to the reason why I took the chat out of your site is because you cannot imagine how many the questions are repeating, like questions that I already answered a few times. And instead of being focused on the class, you'll be focused reading same questions. That's why we want you to be focused on the lesson. By the way, once you're going to graduate, once you're going to get the job, once you're going to graduate the program, you will join our Slack channel. and you will communicate with your colleagues and with your other graduates, and you will definitely be part of our community. So just heads up, letting you know that. And also you need to keep in mind that the path that we are recommending is to do manual QA. After that, you start the job search. In 1 to 3 months you get the job, maybe 4, but usually 1 to 3 months if you're following instructions. Because if you're not following instructions, it could take 5 months and 20 years too. So if you're following instructions, it's going to be 1 to 3 months. After you got your job and you got your nice 70 to 100K salary, if you want to move forward and make more, you are welcome to take the automation course. You don't want, you love your 70 to 100K, stay there, enjoy it. Okay, cool. Now, if you want to go forward and make much more than the 100K, automation and DevOps going to be the best path for you. But again, it's not for everyone. It's going to be much more complicated, much more sophisticated, and it will require much more dedication and motivation. And please keep that in mind. Manual QA is simple, very primitive, very easy. Everyone can do it, and you can get the job in a few months. So I recommend everyone to get into manual. And if you want to move forward and you want to do something advanced, you're going to be welcome doing the automation and DevOps. So basically, manual QA, it's your shortcut into the IT world, shortcut into the nice salaries. But if you want to make much more than 100K, you need to learn much more, and it's not going to be easy, I promise you. Awesome. Now, guys, those that raised their hands, no need, just write your question, okay? And I would love to answer your questions. By the way, I saw a lot of personal questions that like related to your situation only, with like 20 different lines. Guys, those kind of questions, please email support@jobeasy.co, okay? Thank you. Cool. Now let me see. Let me read your questions. By the way, we have already 100 JobEasy employees in our company. So we are the biggest QA course in the United States. And of course, we have more resources than others in order to help you with your preparation, with the mentors, with job applications, and supporting you. Okay, so also something to remember. Another difference between others, we focus you on the things that you need instead of just learning, theory, terminology. No, we tell you how things they are in the real world, and we are interested more than you do for you to get a job, because our business model is built on this principle. Those that joined us just recently, guys, you will get video recording of today's lesson to your email. Please check spam and promotions if you don't see that in few hours. And you definitely should watch the lesson from the beginning. Let's see. Any questions that are personal, you just email support@jobeasy.co. When the class starts today, right now, it started. Welcome. And tomorrow we're going to have lesson number 1. Please join. It's going to be same link, same time. Just make sure that you sign the contract or paid the registration fee and sign the contract, or paid the upfront payment. Let's see. I will read your questions, guys. Let's see. Many questions are repeating. Please, next time, join from the beginning and listen carefully to what we say, okay? Okay, guys, so personal questions to support@jobeasy.co. You're welcome. The hours of the course. I will share my screen with you one more time, and I will remind you. The hours are 5:30 to 7:30 p.m. Pacific time, 8:30 to 10:30 p.m. Eastern time. All right? Awesome. Cool. And of course, any questions, you email to support at jobeasy.co. Cool. Now let me get back and read your questions. If you find a bug on our website, please email support@jobeasy.co. No need to report here. Great. Let's see. So guys, 95% of those that are following instructions are getting the jobs. That's how it works. The problem is that some people are not following instructions. Some people are not even coming for the interview with the mentor. Some people are not coming to the graduate meetings once a week. Some people are not searching for the job, or they started searching for 1 week and they stop. And we tell you from lesson number 1, the job search takes 1 to 3 months. Those that follow instructions, they will get those jobs. Those that don't, they will not get those jobs. That's very simple. That's how it works. Not only here, everywhere in life. So follow instructions and you will get the job. Let's see. Is the internship through JobEasy? So guys, no, it's a real company. It's a real product. It could be a mobile application, a web application on iOS, Android, Windows, Mac. It's a real companies, real startups, and you get real experience. But because many companies, they don't want, to babysit you, we are trying to help you and them. So we bring our lead that gonna lead you and give you assignments and help you as much as possible. Of course, you need to be friendly, nice, polite. Otherwise, you will not stay there. But as long as you're positive, nice, and polite, you're definitely going to get help from our leads. Is it possible to get jobs in big companies like Facebook, Nike, etc.? Of course, that's what I showed in the slide. We have graduates working in all of those companies, in Apple, Facebook, Intel, Google, any big company, Amazon, Salesforce, Snapchat, any big company, we have graduates, and we have a lot of graduates. Just a few days ago, we had 6 people that got jobs at Facebook, just like a few days ago, okay? So definitely, you can get into the big companies. Cool. How do I sign in? If you didn't talk to our career advisor, please go to jobeasy.co, leave your first name, last name, email, and phone, and they will call back to you and answer your questions. Great. Awesome. Thank you for joining. I see some people already joined. Great. Thank you. Let's see. Great. Is the internship after the lessons? So you choose. If you want to join the internship after, let's say, 2-3 weeks of the classes, you can. But I recommend just to join at the end after 4 weeks. If you want to do it a little earlier, you can do that as well. Do you get paid during internship? No, it's unpaid. I said that as well. Let's see. Any questions about DevOps or automation? Just email support@jobeasy.co or go to our website, see more details there about those programs. Those programs are advanced. They're not for everyone. They are more technical, more complicated, more sophisticated. I don't recommend anyone to go there before you have experience in manual QA or technical background because you might be very in a place which is going to be sophisticated and not simple. So start from the simple, get your 70 to 100K job, and if you want to grow and make more, you are welcome there to try your best. The age that you recommend. So I recommend 21 to 50 years old. But again, if you're 52 and you feel like 45, you're definitely going to be all right. There is no according to the law, there is no discrimination for work. So you can apply even if you're like 57 and you feel 49. You definitely can get the job if you culturally fit, if you know how to use the laptop and the devices, especially if you wear an Apple Watch and if you are awesome and cool. But what I recommend, the ages that we recommend is 21 to 50 years old. if you're 55 and you good with computers and you speak English and you know technology, you're gonna be all right. So you definitely gonna get a job, especially with some kind of background. Yeah, definitely. We have a lot of graduates between 46 and 50, and they get jobs. Of course, they have good English, and um, they are really awesome. So let's see. And they know tech. They know like how to use the laptop and how to use devices. If I don't get a job in manual QA, can I start automation? Yes, you can. After 3-4 months of job search, if you don't find a job for some reason, probably it's going to be not following the instructions, you can join the automation. But I recommend you not to lose the focus on searching the job in manual, because if you cannot find a job in manual, you will not find a job in automation. So please focus on getting a job in manual first, because it's simple. After that, once you got the job and you get paid 70 to 100K, you can think about automation, you can explore it, you can try it. And I'm sure that if you want and you're going to be dedicated and motivated and focused, you will get it as well. But it's not going to be as simple as manual QA, which is very simple. Okay. Let's see. So those of you that write, I have a question, please write the question. Why company hire manual tester if automation can do both? I will tell you why. Because if company wants to pay 70, 80, 90, or 100K, they will not find automation. Because someone who knows automation, he will ask 110, 120, 130, 140, 150, 160, 170K. That's why they will hire someone like you guys, because automation engineers are very expensive. All right, guys, let's see. Great. Let's see. All right. Any questions about the contract? You just email support@jobeasy.co. Okay. All right. So let's see. Let's see. Your question. A lot of questions are repeating. That's the reason I'm going over it. The program is 4 weeks for manual QA. Let's see. What I mean by following instructions. Okay, so preparing for interview, of course, watching the lessons, preparing for the interview questions, passing the interview with the mentor. After that, you create your resume and LinkedIn with the mentor, and you double check your resume and LinkedIn with the mentor. After that, you are applying on the websites and platforms that we tell you for jobs in QA, and we tell you how to do it, and you need definitely to follow those instructions. Also, you need to attend every Saturday graduate meetings. If you cannot attend those, it's fine. You can watch video recordings anytime that works best for you, okay? If you do that, you get the job in 2-3 months. That's how it works. Is there a particular computer operating system required for the class? No, as long as you have video and sound, you're good. what are the cons of this job? For example, fast burnout, life work balance, a lot of overtime. So it really depends on where you're going to work, but most of the jobs, like 95%, going to be very simple, straightforward, nice, good environment, nice life work balance. Again, you will always find one company out of 100 which going to be crazy, and they're going to give you a lot of tasks and a lot of things to do, and you will get crazy. And then you just tell them, bye bye, have a good one, and go to other one which is going to be nice, simple, and easy. Again, 95% going to be very simple, very easy. What are the cons? It's it's repetitive. It's very, 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 very simple, repetitive. Some project maybe not interesting. Some project are more interesting. Um, you work next to the laptop, so your eyes are getting tired probably. So you need probably to massage your eyes or something. But otherwise, I don't see anything bad in manual QA. It's an awesome job. It gets paid very well, and I recommend it to all of my friends and family and you guys. Let's see. The syllabus I shared with you guys. I'm sure you can see that, and you can see the hours and the days. Again, I will repeat it. I'm sorry, guys, for those that hear it 10 times. You can watch the video recordings anytime that works best for you. Great. Sima, I think I answered your question about how we are different from other courses, right? If you missed it, please watch the video recording. I believe I answered it already. How long is the automation course? It's going to be for 10 weeks. And you cannot join the automation until you finish manual QA and search for the job for at least 3-4 months. Of course, we would recommend you to get the job in 3-4 months and then try automation. Is there any chance to get job from the internship companies? I don't want you to get jobs in internship companies because for internship, they're going to pay you what? $20 per hour? No, I don't want you to get internship. We're going to teach you how to make 35 to 50 per hour. So stay away from getting jobs at internships, okay? So you don't want to get a job in internships. I will actually ask them not to offer you jobs because we're going to teach you how to make much more. Yes, it's definitely for you if you're looking for something long-term. I will not answer questions that repeat themselves. Do you offer job support after you get a job? So guys, for the past almost 2 years, maybe 3 people called me and asked me about, hey, I'm stuck, what to do here and there. And I was just, oh, in this case, you just do that. In this case, just, Google it. In this case, it's just logic. In this case, it's just look on the screen. And it was very simple. I think just one time I had someone with something very complicated, and then I brought our teacher, Lana Levinson, to talk to this girl. And Lana said, I have no idea how to do it because it was something very sophisticated. And we just it happens once in 100 companies that they bring you something very sophisticated and you have no idea what to do with that. And no one have an idea what to do with that. And, it's just exceptions, 1 out of 100. But in case that you're stuck somewhere and you need support, we are always here for you. And of course, if you're nice, polite, and friendly, and you have a reasonable question, definitely we would love to give you our tip and suggestion and advise you, of course. Are those with ISA agreement priority than those that pay it upfront? No, we're gonna treat each and every one of you the same best possible way. When we talk to you, we of course make sure you're our student, but we don't look how you paid. Is it upfront or is it income share agreement? We're gonna treat all of you exactly the best possible same way. What average salary for automation? 110 to 170K. What happens if you don't have computer programming background? Guys, you don't need any computer programming background. 95% of our students, they have zero technical background, and of course they have no idea about computer programming or stuff like that. All of our teachers have zero background in computer science or technical background before they became they went into QA. So you don't need any technical background. Of course, those that do have technical background, companies will just kidnap you because they would definitely love people with technical background. But people without technical background, they will get jobs anyway. People with higher education will get jobs, and people without higher education will get jobs in manual QA as well. Cool. After the internship, you send the resume. No, after the during the internship or after the internship, you pass the one-on-one with your mentor to make sure that you prepared well for the interview. And then if you are prepared well and you pass it, we will help you with resume and LinkedIn, of course. Let's see. You're welcome. During manual testing, are the requirements specific or it varies? So some companies, they have very specific requirements with design and everything. In some companies, they just tell you just click buttons and report if something doesn't work. Pretty much like that. So it really depends. Mary, your question about the contract is very specific. Just email support@jobeasy.co, please. Regarding any other programs like DevOps and automation, please email support@jobeasy.co. How to find remote job? Guys, most jobs are remote right now. And internship is remote. JobEasy was founded in April 2019. Since then, our graduates working in 22 states in more than 100 companies. Any question about the contract, please email support@jobeasy.co. If you want to know the end date of the course, you watch the syllabus and curriculum that I sent you in the link below in the chat. And just in case that you missed it for some reason, I don't know why, but maybe you were busy with something, I'm gonna send you the syllabus and I'm gonna send you the feedback form. Boom, you got both right now. Let's see. The funny part, some people are joining now. That's funny. I will not answer questions that gonna repeat if you missed the previous lesson, the previous part of the lesson, okay? What's the difference between JobEasy AI and JobEasy CO? There is no difference. It's just a new website that we were creating, because in the beginning we were trying to create a tool with AI, and eventually we decided that we actually prefer it to be jobeasy.co. Internship, you choose the time and the day, whatever works for you. You will have enough experience in your resume to get more than 70K, I promise you, if you're following instructions. And of course, we will instruct you about everything. Do companies tend to renew contracts, or are they usually just one-time contracts? It depends. If they like you, they can make it longer. If they're not, they will not. It depends. Some companies going to give you a 3-month contract, 6-month contract, 12-month contract, more time contract. Some companies going to take you for full time and keep you for 25 years. Some companies going to take you for a full time, and after a year they will they will close and will lay you off. Some companies will take you for 1 month and will keep you for 20 years. So it really depends. Can a person with a record complete the program? So if it's a criminal record, I think that you will have problems getting the job. So I don't want to waste your time or effort. You need advice from probably a lawyer, because I don't know if you can get a job with a record. If it's DUI record, you definitely can. But if it's something criminal, you cannot. Somebody asked me, do I need to create an account now? I have no idea what it means, but you can email support JobEasy with more information. Great. I have one student here that asked same question 25 times. Please, next time, don't do that. Thank you. Some of you guys are asking questions that we answered before, and we will not answer them again because you just don't want to listen to the same answer 25 times. That's why you want to watch the recording of today's lesson from the beginning. What's the deadline to sign up for the course? So you should join the course till tomorrow's lesson, which is going to be same time, same link, and just email support@jobeasy.co or talk to our career advisors in order to take care of that. But if for some reason you won't be able to do that tomorrow, you can do it the day after tomorrow, and the lesson that you missed, you will get to your email. All right. Can you give example of how networking will be used in QA environment? So guys, some companies will ask you for, need some kind of networking at work, and they will just guide you and show you what they need there. If you have background in networking, great. So some companies, they need this knowledge, they will probably hire you first. But you don't really need to learn networking in order to get a QA job. Okay, Bryce? So if you have networking background, definitely some companies are going to really love you because some of them might need it. But most companies, they will not need any of that. Okay. Can I get internship until a real job? Yes, that's what I said before. Why we need to take the course if you say everyone can do it? Of course, everyone can do it. And not only can do it, you probably can learn the job in like 2 hours during the first day at work in most places. And some companies, it will take maybe the first 2 days at work because it's so simple, it's so primitive, it's so easy. But in order to get the job, in order to get 70 to 100K, it's not enough. For that, you need to be very well prepared. You need to know interview questions, interview answers that you cannot find on Google or YouTube. Something that is for mid-level. Most questions that you find online, it's junior level or senior level. What you really need is mid-level questions when we exactly know what you need. Besides that, you definitely need to be prepared telling about different situations at work, about different scenarios that you have with different teams, with different people, with different questions, also behavioral questions. Also, you need to know how to use the tools that everyone needs. We're going to teach you those tools. We're going to teach you those tricks and tips that are going to help you to get this maximum rate in minimum time. That's the reason we are here. Probably 85% of what you learn during the course, you will never need at work, ever. Most of it is just for you to be prepared to pass the interview, to impress the manager and get the job. The job itself, it's going to be 10 times easier because it's going to be very simple. Whatever I showed you today, that's pretty much what we do. But in order to impress the manager, in order to get the job, in order to have the nice resume, the nice LinkedIn, in order to get the nice salary, in order to being confident to get this job and not wasting years searching for a job, that's why we are here for. How long do you assist with finding a job? Guys, we're going to be with you till the victory. So as much as we can. If you need more than 4 months, we're going to be there with you. Don't worry. But just follow instructions and you will get it. Confidence is a big factor in landing a QA job. Definitely. It's a very important part. So if you want to get a job, you need to follow instructions and being confident. You're not confident, we will help you with the preparation and you will become confident, but help us to help you and be confident. Guys, thank you very much for joining. I shared the link with you one more time for the contract and the registration fee and the upfront payment. You choose the option that works best for you. I will also share with you one more time the syllabus link, and I will share with you one more time the survey link. Thank you so much. See you tomorrow. I know it's late. I don't want to keep people too late. Thank you very much. And you don't need to watch videos live. You can watch the video recordings, as I mentioned before. Thank you very much. And any questions, please email support@jobeasy.co. I will keep the chat open for another minute just for you to open the links and copy the links. Thank you so much and see you tomorrow. Bye-bye, guys.